Well, hello there. Welcome back to Grandma Ray Don't Play, and I'm Rachel. So I want to talk to you a little bit today. Is that okay? Okay, cool. And I want to thank you in advance for hanging around and for always giving me that thumbs up if you like the video and subscribing. I love all the new subscribers and I welcome you. And I welcome even my old subscribers. You all are just marvelous. And I really appreciate you coming along this journey with me, okay? All right, so I have some notes as usual, okay? And we're going to be talking about problems. You're sick and sick and sick and tired of problems. That every time you turn around, there's another problem and another problem. And you are supposed to be able to solve them all. Wow, that's a big, 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 big burden, isn't it? So let's talk about some of them, okay? All right. So the problems, number one, let's just get this straight. They're all yours. They don't belong to your neighbor. They don't belong to your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. They're your problems, okay? And if the problem is in your house, they are definitely directly connected to you as problem number one. And if they're outside of your house, they're still your problem, but they're problem number two. Either way, it's your problem. And oh boy, do you walk around with a burden on you because of these problems. You know, it physically weighs you down. Mentally, you can't sleep at night. Or maybe you're the type when you worry you overeat. Or maybe, let's see, you talk on the phone to people about it and they really can't give you any solutions, but for the moment it feels like it satisfied you, and but the moment you hang up the phone, the problem is still there. Oh, and maybe you're the type that you might need to drink your problem away. Well, guess what? When you wake up in the morning, that problem is still there. The alcohol didn't do anything for it, or the drugs. Let's don't leave the drugs out, okay? Maybe that is your problem. Maybe you're on drugs, I don't know, and you don't want to go get some help, and you've been thinking about it. Please go help yourself, okay? Because you've got to solve these problems. Because at the end of the rainbow, okay, it's going to attack you some kind of way, and you need to save yourself from those kind of attacks. All right? Okay. So let's say you have a family member that's a problem to you. Oh boy, do we all have them. Let's see. So maybe they're always coming to you with their problems, or they may need to constantly be in your pocket, or they may need to feel like they gotta go down memory lane on you and tell you what you didn't do for them way back when, okay? Or they've decided that they have analyzed your life and it's gonna let you know which way you went wrong or right, okay? Family member problems. Oh, and maybe the family member problems is right in your house, so you can't even take an escape. If you go to the bathroom, they knocking on the bathroom door needing to talk to you. Or if you go in your room and shut the door, or they're going to make sure they have some kind of sound and commotion going on in the other room, so that you have to come out of that peace and quiet and get in there and see what they're doing, because basically they want your attention, because they are your live-in problem. I mean live-in problem. You know, maybe you go to the grocery store and you stock up the house, you know, with the food that you need and everything. Oh, and they just try to run right through that in 2 days. Oh, family live-in problem, okay? Or you can't never find your cell phone because they have your cell phone night and day, and you can't even find it. You can't find the remote control. Nothing. They just running the whole house because that's your live-in family problem. Or maybe you got a mate that is your family live-in problem, and the mate don't want to do anything but be mouth almighty. They're gonna always have something to say, ain't trying to help do nothing, ain't trying to help with the financial problems or none of those other problems, just constantly bringing you down one way or another. Okay, family living problem. Let's say you may have a medical problem and you don't know how you're going to solve that problem, because when you have to take off of work to get this problem resolved, maybe you need an operation or something like that. How are the bills going to get paid while you're out of work for a couple of months? Medical problem. Okay, now that's a real problem. So I had that problem, and what I did was I decided to prolong the operation, and I saved up for 2 months so that and I paid everything in advance for those 2 months while I was at home. So when I had the operation, I had all of my bills paid for 2 months in advance so that I didn't have to deal with that worry, because that's a real concern when you're working and when you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have to have an operation or some surgery or some medical problem that causes you to be out of work. That's a real problem, okay? So that's what I did to solve my problem. But in your case, you know, maybe you don't make enough to pay everything in advance. Okay, well, maybe you might need to go get a second job to help solve this problem and still pay this stuff in advance, because either way you've got to either deal with the financial problem up front or deal with the financial problem once you have this operation. That's a problem, right? Okay. The next one is your mate. Maybe you have a problem mate. When I say a problem mate, I mean a real problem. Somebody that doesn't support you mentally or physically, someone that doesn't support you financially, somebody is just dead weight. You know, they don't want to go help you. They don't want to go to work. They don't want to help you clean the house. They don't want to wash the dishes. They don't want to do nothing but just nothing. Maybe they just putting a deeper and deeper hole into the recliner chair. You know, maybe that's what's going on, okay? Now, that's a problem you can really solve, right? Because you don't have to have your mate in your face that can't help you do anything. Why? Why have them? What's the point, okay? Oh, I know. You're the type that you need to have the negativity in your face, right? Well, then don't complain. Accept this problem. You took this problem on. Accept the problem, please, okay? And enjoy that, because let's face it, that's what you want, okay? And if you don't want it, take a real hard listen to this tape one more time and really try to figure out what you're going to do about that. Do you want to progress and get ahead? Do you really need that ache and pain there? I don't think so, okay? All right, that's what I would do. That's one problem I just would not have. You know what I mean? Just out the question. Because, you know, your paycheck is for maybe you and your kids, or maybe just you, you know, or and your animals. You know, your paycheck doesn't include another adult, you know, that's not really doing something meaningful to your life. Now, I'm not saying if they don't work that they're not meaningful, because you may have someone that don't work that's very supportive and caring, and that's actually good. because we do need some encouragement and somebody around that cares about us and stuff like that. But if they're doing nothing positive for you at all, nothing, no, they gotta go. They gotta go, because what is the point, right? Okay, so let's talk about also, when we talk about problems, do you feel like you create some problems in your life? You know, some things just come to us, right? Like, for instance, the light bill will come and it's unexpectedly higher than usual, okay? And now that's going to take your budget over the edge. Well, let's examine, why is the light bill higher than usual? You're the one operating the electricity in there, you and the family, right? So you've got to solve that problem. That's something that you can solve. It's simple. Just unplug everything except the refrigerator and the microwave, and only plug in what you need to have plugged in, like the TV or something, and then unplug that when you finish. And definitely do not have everything on in your house. Now that's something that you can solve that problem, right? Other things like the heat bill, you know, you don't have to have the heat on 80, because 80 is going to cost you seriously. Okay, so some things that we can solve, that it is within our control. Okay, spending excess money is another thing that's in our control, because you don't have to eat out 2 and 3 times a week. Let's face it, when you eat out, yes, you bring that little leftovers home from the restaurant, but come on, really, that's just for one person, right? And it's not really going to be a whole meal. It's just leftovers. So what are you going to do after that? Versus if you went and cooked, you could have enough food maybe for the whole family for another meal, or maybe you could take those leftovers and add something to it and make a meal. It just makes sense, right? So those problems you create. Okay? All right, so listen, I think I've talked enough on this video. I'm going to end this video. Hit the like button and the thumbs up if you like it, and I'm going to continue part 2 on the next video. Stay tuned for part 2. I'm just getting started. Okay, I'll talk to you on part 2. Bye-bye.